Today the soil mechanics. The topic is introduction to soil mechanics. The overview of this formation of soil, importance of site investigation, index properties of soil, engineering properties of soil. Rock cycle. So the rock cycle is formed according to the formation of the rocks like igneous rock, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. So these are the cycling process. It will be happening like magma, sediment, heat and pressure. It is called as a metamorphism. So this is the rock cycle we are normally forming. So weathering, transportation, cementation, melting, cooling, these are all some activities in our earth. It will be happening normally. The soil formations. And the soil formations are like mechanical weathering, chemical weathering and biological weathering. The first one is the mechanical weathering. Mechanical weathering happenings according to our temperature, frost action, organic activity, gravity, abrasion. Chemical weathering. It according to our chemical weathering, the action of water, oxidation, carbonation, sulfuric acid, plant acids. So these are all some chemicals normally happening like potassium, feldspar, carbonic acid, water, kaolin, potassium ion, bicarbonate, silica. So these are all some happenings in and around the for the rocks. It's available. Next is the biological weathering. It's the organic weathering. It is the disintegration of rocks as a result of the action by living organism. It is like as a honeycomb structures. So the biological weathering happening occurs in the rocky areas and it will be grown the grass, trees, etc. So these are all some examples of this biological weathering. The soil particle size and shape. Normally the soil formed in the form of a shapes it will available. The shapes are like rounded shapes, sub-rounded shapes, sub-angular shapes and angular shapes. And also like clay soils, cell structures are also available like cells. That is called as a plate cells. The types of soil deposits in our India normally residual soil and transported soils. So it's a gully erosion. It will formed in the normal soils like in the valleys or in the growing areas. And it is the mean terrain on the oxbow lakes. It is formed in the form of lakes where from top to bottom it will be happening. So it will form as a like a zigzag or in the form of S-types or in the form of curves in the normal plain areas and it will form their own roads. So this is called as a mean terrain or oxbow lakes. Next is the sand dunes. Sand dunes it's normally formed in the desert areas due to the wind, the flow of the directions. According to that, the sand dunes will be formed. Soil deposits in India are alluvial deposit, laterites, marine deposits, alien deposits, and black cotton soils. The laboratory testing of soils are normally we are conducting in our laboratories. Classification like moisture content, unit weight, Atterberg limits, liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit, and grain size distributions can be formed according to the sieve analysis by dry analysis. Hydrometer analysis is the wet analysis. The shear strength tests are first one is the direct shear test we are conducting for the cohesionless soil, unconfined compression test, triaxial compression test for the cohesive soils. Consolidation test normally it will conducted for every test 24 hours and it will be following 5 days consolidation test. So it is the consolidation test normally used for the settlement of the foundation. Compaction test normally it will be happening where the settlement will be more, the particular soils will be collected and the compaction will be conducted by using the standard Proctor compaction test and permeability test where the soil is very porous and the void ratio is more. At the time the permeability is very very less, and then the permeability of the soil by conducting the constant method and falling it method, we are conducting these two methods for the permeability test. So these are some laboratory tests in soil. Next is the soil samples collected in our field, like disturbed samples and undisturbed samples. Normally the disturbed samples collected by using the auger and kept in a bag. The undisturbed samples is recovered completely intact and its in place structure and stresses are not modified in any way. The suitable soils for engineering applications, like it should be a good stability, high bearing capacity, low compressibility, low swelling or shrinkage. The soft clay deposits are bearing capacity is very low, shear strength is also very low. Consolidation settlements are going to be very high and permeability is very low.